Hey y'all, this is Mitch with the High Disc Golf Sage team, and I'm here to do an in the bag review. So starting off, we're gonna look at the accessories that I keep with me. Every round, no matter what bag I'm using, I always have two minis. This one I usually use, it's custom, my buddy Ricky. I also carry one from Monahan Ranch Disc Golf with their dog Coda on it. After that, something else I always have with me is a towel, just in case things get wet, things get slippery. When I dry off the disc, I like to keep a nice big towel with me. And a retriever. This one's got the suction cup ball. Super handy if you get a disc in the water and a tree and some tall grass and a cactus, whatever you got. Love having that with me. And last but not least, I always carry the trusty loot bag. This has the Hole 13 logo on it, but love it. Nice and chalky. Great for those hot South Texas days. Getting to the discs that I keep in my bag, we're gonna start with my distance drivers. If I can get them out of here. As you can see, I carry 7 different distance drivers. The fastest one that I carry is my Glow Majesty with a stencil I did. Shout out to Ace Ventura. Love this disc, nice and flat, not too stable. It'll fight through a headwind, but it's pretty fast, and pretty flippy into a headwind. Super controllable, super fun to throw. Second up is my Apex Goat. This is another die by me. Real beefy forehand disc for me. Love throwing it into a headwind. That's my go-to. Also big skip shots. You'll notice through this video, I'm a big fan of overstable discs. Big forehand player, big skip shot player. So my workhorses with my distance drivers are my Star Destroyer and my Journey Bound High Disc Golf Wanderlust. That has a custom stamp by me, or custom die by me. For all the Psych fans out there, come on son. But I love these discs, nice and domey. You can probably hear that pop-toppy dome. This disc has become a staple in my bag. Love it, love it, love it. Super stable, so it'll fight a headwind. Super beefy in a tailwind, great forehand, great backhand. Real workhorse in my bag right now. Follow that up with my mint disc 4th run Apex Longhorn. Real fun disc to throw. Put it backhand Annie for me, and it'll just hold that line and flex out about halfway through the flight. So much fun to throw. Great run of Longhorns here. I know Zach, one of the owners, did a few videos on them. I love them. I think if you like a Wraith and you like a more workable Wraith, I think these are a great disc to throw. For me, they're great on a forehand tailwind shot, kind of like this disc. This is one of the older discs in my bag. It's a used Starfire. Found this at a used bin at a shop in Austin. Real fun to throw backhand, super straight, reliable fade. Great disc, just so much fun to learn. And then I have one of the flippier discs in my bag. One of the few understable discs that I bag is a 2nd run Eternal Freetail. If you follow me on Instagram, you recognize this disc. I got it from my buddy Rob, Southpaw Rob, from Kingz Disc Golf, Disc and That podcast. He gave it to me, said it was a great disc, and he was totally right. It'll hold any line you put it on, forehand, backhand. I love it for big hyzer flips. It's mainly a backhand disc for me because it just has that easy distance. You know, nice and easy. Put it on some hyzer, watch it flip up and turn. Watch it throw it flat and turn it into a roller. Super fun disc. Not a lot of glide. Pretty flat, but so much fun to throw. Moving on down to the fairway drivers. Got a few of those. Starting off with my meat hook, the Glow Phoenix. This thing is so beefy, so much fun. Put it on a bunch of Annie and just watch it fight out. So much fun. One of my go-tos, especially a couple weeks ago at the Monahan Ranch Open, second annual, was my Mint Diamondback in Apex Plastic. So fun, so easy to throw. Wants to hold any line you put it on. Just great disc. I think a very underrated, underappreciated disc in the Mint lineup. Of course, I've got my 5th run Eternal Spino Alpha. Love this stamp, love this disc. So much fun to throw. So easy to throw for me. It started off a little bit beefy, but it just, oh man, it just works. I love it. Love that disc. And then you'll notice I have a lot of compliments in this part of my bag. The compliment to the Alpha for me is the Jackalope. Apex Jackalope. Just real easy hyzer flip for me, especially if there's any kind of headwind. Just real easy to flip up, let it ride, and then fade back. Definitely recommend a Jackalope if you're looking for an 8-speed. Another workhorse in my bag for me is my Champion T-Bird. This one's pretty new, pretty domey. I love a T-Bird. For me, they're super straight with good fade. Not usually a nice skip shot. First ace disc was actually a Champion T-Bird that I still have. Love that disc. A disc that's pretty new in my bag, but I'm excited about is the High Disc Golf Glow Adventure, the Nightbound Adventurer. Just super domey, just like the Wanderlust. It feels like you can put it on any line and just let it work, and it's gonna do exactly what you want. It's at 7.5 minus 1.1. Just so easy to throw, so easy to work with. Another disc that I think is great for any arm speed. Those higher power guys can get good flip and probably turn it over some. For newer players, should just be a super straight disc, super straight flying. Highly recommend. Another smaller company that I love to represent, love to bag, Elevation Disc, OG Koi. These are fun because they are so floppy. If you ever are throwing, I have another one, I have a Koi that I'll talk about later, but if you're ever worried about skips, rolls, anything like that, highly recommend, especially this OG plastic. Super grippy, super easy to grab. Love it so much. This is a first run, 173 gram, great downwind, tailwind disc. And of course, probably the oldest disc in my bag, or the one that's been bagged the longest, is my Champion Leopard 3. This die and stencil is by my buddy Mark from Die Daily, but great disc. If anyone ever asks to try something new and they're a newer player, this is what I go for. It's a little bit flatter than I would like, but a super easily worked disc. Just wants to flip up and ride. Great disc, super fun. Great for those low tunnel shots for me, especially if they're a little bit shorter. Moving on to mid-ranges. I got 4. The beefy boy is my Toro. You know, super beefy, big forehand disc. Love it on approach shots and scramble shots and Giga Mags. My go-to overstable to stable mid-range is my Nocturnal Taco. Of course, with the Wildflower stamp. Shout out to the Wolfpack and Amy Monahan doing the Blue Bonnet Open with Debbie Anders. Love this disc on forehand for a straight shot with a little bit of fade, kind of a pushing fade. It's a beaded mid-range, but it feels so good in the hand. It flies so nice. Love the Taco. The other one that goes with that pretty well is the Glow Remix Torpedo. Love this disc, super straight, super reliable. Doesn't want to flip, doesn't really fade, This kind of pushes out there flat and like gentle fade to the ground. So nice, love it off the tee. Great disc all around. And one of the prettier discs in my bag is this Sublime Lobster with the Wonder Bread Lobster Race stamp. Super fun disc. I always go between a Sublime and Apex Lobster. Apex are a little bit flippier. This one will flip, but it likes to fade back. If you're looking for a flippy mid-range, but that's still very controllable, I think the Sublime Lobster is a great disc for that slot. Getting to the putters, I bag 6 different putters, actually. One of the older discs in my bag is this Brody Smith Dark Horse Zone. Love the color, love the stamp, love the flight of this disc. Super reliable, overstable, but not unusable. It's not a Zone OS. It's a great disc in my bag. Love throwing this almost as much as I love throwing my Lasso. Nocturnal Lasso, a little bit more shallow. You can see the use on this thing. It's a little bit warped now. It's a little bit more shallow than the Zone, not quite as stable. This is my like go-to backhand driving putter, and this splits time as my forehand approach putter. One of the newer putters in my bag is the High Disc Golf Embark. This one is unstamped. I think it was a proto. Jericho gave it to me, but I love it. It's a little bit soft for a throwing putter, a little bit flexy, but it's just a great flip-up disc. Flies so well, it glides for days. I don't know if you can tell, it's deep and it is glidey. And man, it feels great in the hand. I would definitely recommend this to anyone new, looking for a throwing putter, looking for a putting putter. You don't need to put a lot behind it. Give it a little snap and just let it glide out there. Great disc. Berg is another kind of new disc in my bag, K1 Berg. You know, I've heard the hype. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I love throwing it and just letting it drop. You know, everyone talks about that's what they do. That one glide is no joke. You know, you just put it out there and it wants to fall on you. Love it for those tight greens when you're worried about going long, worried about rollaways. My putting putter is a Yeti AVR, Glow AVR. Love that stamp. Shout out Yeti Redding. Local guy here, Central Texas. Multi-time world putting champion. Love this disc. Little bit stiff, but kind of grippy plastic. It's a little dirty right now, but you clean it up. It's grippy, it feels great. Little bit overstable, a little bit puddle top. Great disc. Love putting with this disc. And last but not least is this OG Koi. When you think about elevation disc, you think about soft rubber. I think Koi is what most people think of. And I love throwing this disc on sloped greens, on fast greens. You throw it and you just let it crumple. You know, you could ball it up and throw it if you wanted to, probably. That might be illegal. Don't quote me on that. But love throwing this disc and showing new people, because they grab it and they go, oh, well, is that legal? Can you use this? Absolutely. Says it right there, PDGA approved. Wanted to finish off by saying thank you so much to my sponsors, High Disc Golf, or H13, and Kingz Disc Golf. Thank y'all for the opportunity. So excited to be here. If you want to check me out on Instagram, it is JMRAN93. Please come by, drop a like, drop a follow. Y'all have a great day.